Many thought that the sweetest place to be is in the United States. But Dr. Trump is on the greatest deportation mission in history. Now some people can't find them head for them foot. Huh? The greatest place to be, church, is in the will of God. So Jesus selected the disciples to become his student, his follower, or his learner. In Greek and Jewish culture, prominent rabbis, orators, philosophers, or teachers would attract followers who would travel with them from place to place because of his powerful and unparalleled teaching and ability to heal disease and cast out demons, raised the dead, and perform other miracles. The Lord attracted a large number of disciples out of the large group of disciples, some of whom came to him on their own, and others that he specifically called to follow him. Jesus chose 12 of them. He later reminds them, you have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. The Lord chose 12 men. It's not random because the number is symbolic of the tribes of Israel. The importance of the number was underscored by the addition of Matthias to take Judas's place. The 12 were a diverse group, not only in their occupations as noted above, but also in their political views. Matthew and Simon, for instance, could not have been further apart. Matthew was a tax collector, a traitor who served the Roman occupiers by exploiting his own people. Simon, on the other hand, was a member of the Zealots, a faction radically opposed to Rome. Some of them known as the Sicarii, who conceal their daggers. They carried were terrorists. That is why when they came for Jesus, Peter pulled out his knife or his dagger and cut off the ears, oh good God, of one of the Roman soldiers, because the Zealots were known to walk with daggers. They were considered as a terrorist, my brothers and sisters. I don't know who you are tonight, whether you support GLP or PNP, you can be chosen. You have been chosen by God. I don't care who you support, what color party you support. Jesus has called you. He has chosen you, and I want you tonight to answer to the call. Somebody lift your hands and give God a shout of praise in this house. Somebody lift up your hands and give God a shout of praise in the house. Can I tell you, church? He called them, he knew them as their creator. He knew them, all their faults long before he chose them. He knew their weaknesses, he knew their failures. He even knew Judas would betray him. He's chosen Judas anyway. He gave him all the same privilege and blessings he gave to all the others. He did not select them based on who they were, but what they could become. Somebody high-five your neighbor and your neighbor. Jesus has not chosen you based on who you are now, but he is chosen. He has selected you based on what you are going to be. Even though Peter had a bad temper, God saw in Peter a magnificent preacher, a prolific speaker, a Pentecostal anointed preacher who would write 2 books in the New Testament and became the preacher to the Gentiles. Somebody open up your spirit, lift up your hands, and give the Lord a shout of praise. Somebody slap your neighbor, and your neighbor, you are chosen. Somebody slap your neighbor, and your neighbor chosen. I'm not talking to anybody important to you. Somebody high five your neighbor, and your neighbor, I am chosen. Come on, somebody, look at the devil in his face. Look at your problems, your condition, your situation. Look at the depression, the oppression, and say, I am chosen. The world might call you a lower class citizen, a middle class citizen, or an upper class citizen, but somebody high five your neighbor, and your neighbor, I salvation, purchase of God, born of his spirit, washed in the blood. This is my story. This is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my